What's going on, guys? This is Damien from The Lookout and I am here with your how to play Blue BT25 Majin Buu. This deck is phenomenal. I am so happy that Buu is back in such a huge way. But guys, before we begin, two important things. First off, we hold free webcam proxy legal locals at 8 p.m. CET every single Friday. Free entry, open to all regions, proxy legal. It's the best place to test out these new archetypes. And of course, a huge shout out to the Coffee Club, our level patrons. These are our $2 and up patrons that buy us coffee. They keep this crazy content grind going. And guys, thanks out for support. If you wish to join the Coffee Club, link to a patron is in the description below. And I think that's about everything. Roll the video! As with all of our videos, let's start with the breakdown. So Buu in blue makes a comeback. Now last time we saw Majin Buu was in set 19. That was 6 sets ago, and that one was atrociously bad. It was in yellow. Last time that we saw Buu in blue was set 8, 9, 4, I don't know. It was ancient. Like, it was before set 10, like, so we haven't had a blue Buu in a while. I'm going to give you an archetype breakdown. I'll show you the lines of play, interactions, I'll show you a deck list, and then we'll just wrap it up with a summary. Let's go. So let's start with the leader. On the front side, he's Majin Buu, and he's very, very solid. I love this leader. So he just has one ability. Activate main once per turn, add one blue card from your hand to your Z energy, anything, and draw a card. Draw and charge a Z energy already on turn 1 is amazing. And as always, you will get to awaken on turn 2. On the awaken side, this leader is amazing. This leader is wow. One of the better ones that I have seen in a long while. Super excited for this, guys. Super excited. Majin Buu Shapeshifter 15k auto once per turn. When your blue Majin Buu card attacks, draw one. Any blue Majin Buu card. Additionally, if the attacking card has an energy cost of 4, choose up to one of that card. It's weird wording, but basically choose it. Switch it to rest mode, to active mode, and this card can't attack for the turn. So effectively, draw one when something attacks and give it dual attack. But in return, your leader can't attack. Now keep in mind, the very, very important thing to keep in mind is this. This triggers on your first attack and it won't restand the leader. So your attack has to be with a 4-cost battle card. Then you draw and you effectively give it a dual attack. It's really insane how excited I am for this archetype. Let's start with 4-cost Buus. This lineup is phenomenal. Important, before we dive into them, their autos aren't once per turn. That's the big thing here. That's the thing that you need to keep in mind. All of their autos trigger on attack and they are not once per turn. So when you restand them and attack again, their autos will trigger again. Let's start with these two Buus. I love them so much. Like, the first one is so good. So 4 cost, deflect 15k. All of them are 15k. Well, at least not all, at least these two. Auto, when this card attacks, draw one. It's not once per turn. Combined with the leader's auto, this Buu draws you 3 cards for 1 energy. One when you attack with it from its auto, one from your leader's auto because you draw 1 when you attack with a Majin Buu card, and then the 3rd card when you restand it and attack again. Draw 3 for 1 energy. The other one says when this card attacks, play 1 Majin token in rest mode. It's 15k, 0 combo cost, 5k combo power. The permanent allows you to combo with them. So combined with the leader's auto, this Buu creates 2 15k tokens for 1 energy and draws you a card and can combo with them. Yeah, these are pretty good. Now we're getting to the really, really good ones. This one is very, very scary. Deflect 15k. Okay, auto. When this card attacks, choose up to one battle card in your opponent's battle area and up to one battle card in their drop and use them in a combo in your combo area with their skills negated for the turn. So, you play him for 2 energy, and you play him for 2 and you draw 1. So first off, you draw 2 cards from play and from the leader's ability. Then, when you attack, you get to combo with your opponent's cards in battle area and drop. Effectively, you remove something from play, which does something that doesn't have barrier, and you remove something from the drop. This can be relevant. There are some decks, not a lot of them, but there are some of them which want to have specific things in the drop. So you remove it. I mean, they're gonna go to the drop anyway, but sure. So you get to combo with things, and then because it isn't once per turn, you can do this again. Yeah, so you can just restand this guy with your leader's ability and then attack again. So you combo with 4 of their cards, 2 of which are from the battle area. You remove 2 cards from the battle area, and then you also combo with 2 from the drop. Like, that's insane value. Insane value. This card is absurdly good. And finally, the boss monster, the only one that isn't 15k. It's crazy good. It's really crazy good. Permanent, if your leader is a Z leader, this card gains double strike. Okay. Auto, when this card attacks, choose up to one battle card with an energy cost of 7 or less in your opponent's battle area or drop and use it in a combo with its skills negated. So unlike the previous one, this one gets to combo only with 1 card instead of 2, but if your leader is a Z leader, he gains double strike. So once you go into your Z leader, this one will gain double for the next attack. Effectively, what you do is you play this card and you attack with it before you go into the Z leader so that you get the draw and restand. Then you go into the Z leader and it gains double strike. Pretty good. Then we have a bunch of bait. So this deck has 4 Z leaders. Guys, this kind of reminds me of the Green Super 17, the deck that only I and 4 people in the world actually can pilot properly. So it reminds me of Super 17, but it's kinda ass. So if you thought that Super 17 is bad, yeah, I'm sorry, but when it comes to the 4 Z leaders, there's only one good one. There's only one good one, and that's the Kid Buu. In my opinion, all of the other ones are just bait. Like, they're trash. All of them. The one cool thing is that if you have your Unison out, your Z Unison, you can go into them for free. So it's like a free Senzu Bean for 1 attack or something. Yeah. The effects are very specific and very lackluster. So you'd rather just go into the good one. Like, maybe you can squeeze one of them into your Z deck. But usually you'll be looking to just go with the Kid Buu one. Here is the deck list. The link is in the description below. It's a list. It's definitely a list. This was just made to show you how the deck is supposed to work. There are some cool things. The Gotenks is relatively okay because when you combine it with the Buu that combos with 2, you actually get the Gotenks' effect to play it. That's pretty neat. And then you have a couple of other cards like the Ub because your leader is a Majin. Anyway, you'll see. You'll see with the deck list. Let's just jump into the turns breakdown. In this part of the video, we'll be going over your first 2 turns because there's a lot. Buu looks scary. Let's check out the game plan. So there is a ton of diversity here. There's a lot of diversity in this deck. So we'll only stick to the first 2 turns to help you set up properly, and then you can take it from there. Same with Gotenks. There's a lot of diversity in plays. There's no single correct route to take. But the first 2 turns should be good enough to help you set up. because honestly after turn 2 is where the variety and diversity in play starts. We'll be using the provided deck list and we're assuming that you're going first. Okay guys, it's absorption time. Let's go! Turn 1, the usual setup. This is your standard turn 1 play. So you start, you charge an energy, you pay 1, you play the 1 cost, which searches top 5 and adds a boo to your hand. Then you use your leader's activate main, you charge a Z energy, you draw 1, and then you just pass the turn. You don't play the Z Unison on turn 1, you will wait until turn 2 and you won't have to charge a Z energy from hand during your opponent's turn 1. Turn 2, draw like a madman. You start the turn, you charge 1, draw 1, you use your leader's activate main, you send something to Z energy. I just placed this book here, but you send something. Now you have 2 Z energy. You draw 1 and then you pay 1 and 1 Z energy to play the Z Unison. Now because you have the Z Unison out, you can awaken. So it's time to awaken and you draw 2. Unfortunately, Boo doesn't restand energy. Then you have 1 energy left, you pay 1 for the 4 cost that draws a card. It's time to attack, you attack, auto triggers and you draw 1. However, at this point, your leader's auto triggers as well. Okay, so your leader's auto triggers, you draw 1, the auto continues and allows you to restand something, you restand the 4 cost. Then you attack again, his auto triggers again, you draw 1, the attack resolves and you pass the turn. The overall result is that you drew 7 cards this turn. Potentially 8 if we are counting lives, maybe even 9, but more likely 8. So yeah, you draw between 7 to 8 cards on turn 2. Before we end the video, let's quickly jump into the summary. Boo looks like a very promising aggro deck. You draw a ton of cards and all of your 4 costs are dual attackers with a lot of value. Like all of their effects trigger twice. That's amazing. The Z leaders are a complete bait, they're trash, they're bait, except the Kid Boo one, which can really swing the game in your favor. The other ones are just kinda shit. They're just kinda shit. Your Z energy generation is also pretty decent, especially on the unawakened side. By the time you awaken, you will have 1 extra Z energy, that's always cool. And overall, I think this one has a lot of potential. I think this one will be seeing some play because just the aggro capabilities of this deck are insane. It might not be the deck that wins a regional event, but I'm pretty sure that we will be seeing it topping here and there. That's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below. Are you hyped for Blue Boo? Are you gonna give this deck a go? Do you think that this deck has potential, or do you think that it's just shit? Let me know in the comments. I read all of your comments, I try to respond to everything. I love our little community. And guys, while you're here, share the video, it helps out other people. Hit those like and subscribe buttons, it helps us get to 6k subs when I'm gonna give away a booster box. This has been Damien from the Lookout and I'll see all of you in the next video.